This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute investment advice.
You're about to see me take what looked like the perfect long trade and watch it completely fall apart. All because I was missing one critical piece of information. A piece of information that I'll be checking before any trade I take in the future. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that information changed the way I look at setups forever. At first glance, the setup looked perfect. Price was locked in a clean range where buyers and sellers were both fighting for control. That was until a selling-fueled move broke to the downside. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Why would you go long after this candle? This is clearly a breakdown, but here's the thing. This breakdown drove price straight into the low of a much bigger range that had been in play for over a week. And I thought to myself, if there was ever a place to go long, this was it. All I needed was some kind of confirmation. And on the very next bar, I got it. A strong green rebound candle. This looked like the bounce I had been waiting for. So I took a long position. But I couldn't have been more wrong, because what came next was one of the fastest wipeouts I've ever seen. Price didn't bounce. It collapsed. Candle after candle, straight down. My position was underwater almost immediately, and within minutes the trade was gone. And this wasn't just a bad entry, this was a total liquidation cascade, the kind of move that feels like the market is hunting traders down one by one. And that's when it hit me. I hadn't just misread this chart, I was blind to what was really happening, because what I didn't see at the time were the liquidation levels stacked just below my entry, hidden pockets of leverage waiting to be triggered. And once price tapped into them, it set off a chain reaction. Longs getting liquidated turned into forced to sell orders, which triggered even more and more liquidations and created more selling pressure. This wasn't just a drop, it was a snowball that turned into an avalanche. In reality, the bounce I was so sure about was never going to happen, because truthfully, I was standing in front of a freight train. But the worst part of all of this is that the information was out there. If I'd been able to see those liquidation clusters layered beneath the range, I wouldn't have gone long at all. I would have recognized that this wasn't a setup for a reversal. It was a setup for a cascade. And that was the blind spot I realized I'd been missing all along. I was making decisions without seeing the hidden risks on my chart. And this is exactly why I needed to put those liquidation levels plain sight. But before I show you exactly how I solved this problem, please do us a quick favor. Make sure to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Our community is closing in on 5,000 subscribers strong, and your support really helps us keep building and sharing the tools we love, just like this. And if you want to connect with our community directly, join our Discord server. The link is below, and you can follow us on TradingView and Twitter to see the latest updates as soon as they're live. Alright, now back to the real challenge. To actually solve this problem, we needed a way to reliably track liquidation levels in real time. But there's a catch. Liquidations don't happen in isolation. They're tied to the price range that traders are playing in. So before we could ever calculate where the liquidation zones were, we first needed an indicator that could accurately detect the active price range. And that's the hardest part, because price ranges aren't static. They shift, they expand, and they collapse. And if your range detection is even slightly off, every single liquidation level you plot is wrong. And that's why most tools that claim to show liquidation points completely fall apart. They can't anchor those levels to the true price range in play. Now, the first step was building an immaculate range detection tool, something that could lock onto the true range in play and adapt as the market shifted and give us a reliable framework to work from. Once we had that foundation, the rest could finally click. All we had to do was tie the liquidation levels directly to these detected price ranges, and suddenly we had the complete package, a tool that doesn't just guess where wipeouts might happen, but shows you exactly where they're building in real time. And that's when Liquidation Ranges IQ was born. This is the tool that takes those hidden liquidation clusters and puts them right on your chart in real time. No more guessing, no more wondering why price reacts the way it does, because now you can actually see the pressure building before the cascade even starts. Just a quick heads up, Liquidation Ranges IQ is a trading view indicator that is available through our affiliate terms. That means if you choose to unlock it using the link in the description, we may earn a commission. Be sure to check the link for the most up-to-date details on the campaign. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I use Liquidation Ranges IQ in my daily trading setup, what the indicator is doing, and how to set it up. Now at its core, this indicator is built around one simple but powerful idea: detecting the active price range and then mapping out the precise liquidation levels within that range. Take a look at these boxes on my chart. Each one represents the exact liquidation levels for traders who open positions anywhere inside of this price range. And this is why range detection was so important, because now I can clearly see where traders using 50x, 75x, or even 100x leverage would be wiped out, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Personally, I use this tool to target liquidation cascades that form after an extended price range, just like the one that you're seeing on my price chart here. And instead of guessing where the move might break, I can see where the pressure is building, and that gives me the context that I personally need to act with confidence when these cascades occur. Now, every time price extends into these liquidation zones, you'll see a green circle or a red circle. Red circles for when price extends into long liquidation levels, and green circles when price extends into short liquidation levels. And the idea with this indicator is that when price meaningfully extends into these liquidation ranges, wiping out traders at various leverage points, a liquidation cascade to the downside or to the upside will occur. Additionally, Liquidation Ranges IQ shows you the net buying volume and net selling volume for the entire price range, along with the total volume delta. Now you're probably wondering, what exactly is this green and red line? And these lines actually correspond to open interest delta. Now I want to show you exactly how this indicator might have been able to save me from the bad long position that I showed you earlier in this video. Now remember when price made this significant move lower on the large red candlestick into the low of the 10-day price range, and I consider this a potential long opportunity. However, Liquidation Ranges IQ shows me that not only did price extend to this low, but also knocked out long traders that opened their positions on up to 75x leverage. Now this by itself doesn't guarantee a full-blown liquidation cascade, but every tick lower forces more and more longs out of their positions, and that was the information I had been completely missing. And once enough of those longs are wiped out, the pressure compounds, and that's when you get the sudden full-scale cascade to the downside. And this price move in particular liquidated long traders all the way up to 30x leverage. And one more feature I love about this indicator is the flexibility. I can actually define the price range myself in the settings, selecting the exact start and end points for the price range that I'm interested in, and instantly I can see the liquidation levels for the specific range that I care about. So that's Liquidation Ranges IQ. And for me, it turned one of the biggest blind spots in my trading into something I can finally see and act on. And instead of being surprised by sudden cascades, I can spot where pressure is building and use that information to make better decisions. If you want to try it out for yourself, I've left a link in the description. Quick heads up, Liquidation Ranges IQ is a trading view indicator that is available through our affiliate terms. That means if you choose to unlock it using the link, we may earn a commission. Be sure to check the link for the most up-to-date details on the campaign. And as always, none of this is financial advice. It's for educational purposes only. Trading carries risk, so make sure you do your own research. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers strong in our community, and your support really helps keep us creating tools and content just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.